The notice requirement provided for the Open Public Meetings Law has been satisfied. Notice was properly given. Said notice has been transmitted to the Courier News on Tuesday, January 8th, as well as posting on the city's website. Roll call.
Council members Briggs Jones,
Present.
Graham,
Present.
McCray,
Present.
Wyatt,
Present.
Sessoms,
Present.
Vice President Hockaday,
Present.
Council President Cherry.
Present.
All members present and a quorum.
All right. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And remain standing. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Humbly we ask God, the giver of peace and the lover of charity, to give the entire family of nations true agreement with his will and to grant the light of his spirit on all those who work for justice and peace. Amen.
May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the city council meeting on May 11th?
So move.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All right. Communications from the mayor?
Yes, the mayor included a article from NJ.com regarding New Jersey virtual public comment participation. The copy of the article was included in the ICOM2 portal.
Okay. That's it? Thank you. There are no discussion items? All right. I know there's some people, this is your first council meeting. Welcome. So we're going to have open comment at the end. We're going to go through the agenda, and during the agenda, we're going to have ordinances that you could talk about that are on the ordinance. But at the end is where you're going to be able to have general comment. Okay? All right. We have ordinances MC 2026-12, MC 2026-14, and MC 2026-15, which are scheduled for public hearing and final passage for the regular meeting as advertised. We now move on to resolutions. The legislative body. Do I have consensus to add these items to the voting meeting?
So moved.
All right. Are there anything that we want to take off the agenda? All right. Do I have consensus?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. The mayor, will you please present your item, or business administrator?
Yes, thank you, Council President. We have 4 resolutions that are appointments or reappointments for positions, and then we have one that is a street naming, a ceremonial street naming on East 4th between Richmond and Roosevelt for Bishop Lawrence Wyatt Boulevard.
All right, I'll entertain any questions from my council colleagues. I just have one question for 2020-26. What's the criteria for street naming?
We get requests, and then, we consider it from there, but when we get a request, we take it seriously, and this is one that a church had reached out to us about.
All right. Do I have consensus to add these to the voting meeting?
It's under the mayor's and business. R 219-26. Is it 26? Yes. Okay, just a quick question. Just, was this position advertised?
So this is this person, somebody left, resigned, and this person has criteria to take on this role. He has the licenses that are required for construction official. It's very specific by UCC, Uniform Construction Code, what you have to have. So this person has it. They've been working here in a different capacity under the construction code, construction official, and so they are being appointed into that position.
I just wanted to know if it was advertised, because I don't know, it could have been somebody in Plainfield that might have wanted this job, or probably, just a question. That's it.
All right, any other questions? Seeing none, do I have consensus to add this to the voting meeting?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Will the finance director please present her item?
Good evening. I have one resolution for your approval. This is a resolution authorizing the adoption of the current fund emergency budget, and this is to add 7 grants to the budget.
Any questions, council? Seeing none, do I have consensus to add these to the voting meeting?
Yes. Yes.
All right, excellent. All right, will the police director please present your items?
Good evening, Madam Council President, Council. I have one item for your consideration tonight. That is a resolution to enter, it's actually a renewal, to enter a one-year renewal contract with Sound Thinking, also known as ShotSpotter, in an amount not to exceed $177,294. We worked out something with ShotSpotter, and the price was held at last year's price, so there was no increase in regards to this. That's all I have.
All right, any questions?
Yes, Madam President.
Yes.
I have a few questions. Director, through the
Yes.
chair. How effective is ShotSpotter?
Well, it depends. We've had at least one incident over the years where ShotSpotter was pretty much credited with saving or preventing the death of a citizen in the city. And as I've said before at meetings, I think that we don't want to be the people who turn it off and then we have an incident when we could have used it and somebody died. So with that thought in mind, even if it's just one person, we keep it on every year. In terms of its effectiveness, a lot of times it registers shots that are, you know, fireworks and different things of that nature, but a lot of times it registers shots that come in and we never received a phone call for it. And we'll arrive and officers will be tending to a victim or something of that nature, and there will not have been a call that came into police headquarters. So it's one of those things that we kind of need to have.
Okay. And do we have the data on how many cases it helps solve? Like I was reading, I know it helps with shell casings. And the reason I asked, I read an article that was based in New York, and they were saying that they were having challenges with it, and some people were pushing back, saying that they were allocating an enormous amount of money towards it. In our case, what is it, $177,000
Right.
a year? So just wanted to make sure that we had the data and that we're making data-driven decisions.
Well, yeah, with me, it's always data-driven decisions. Like I said, we have a pretty good relationship with ShotSpotter. I don't know if other communities do. They've held prices pretty much stagnant for us over the years because we're trying to do the best that we can do with the money that we have. So with that being said, I think it's a good system. It's one of those things, I'd rather have it and not necessarily need it than need it, and we don't have it here.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions, my council colleagues? Seeing none, do I have consensus to add these to the voting meeting?
Yes.
All right. Will the Director of Public Works please present his items?
Good evening, Council President Cherry, members of the council. The Department of Public Works has 10 resolutions seeking your approval. Resolution 22326, authorized professional service contract for Benoni Associates. This is for resurface improvement project for Bellevue Avenue and Bellevue Court in the amount of $70,850 professional services. And 224 is authorizing an amendment to Resolution 34225 to change the funding source for the professional service contract for Benoni Associates. This is for East Front Street streetscape improvements, totaling $74,400. Resolution 225, authorizing amendment to Resolution 31125 to change the funding source for the professional service contract for Benoni Associates. This is for the watershed improvements plan, Phase 1. 226 is authorizing approval for street opening at various locations through American Water. All these streets will be done back curb to curb. This is under a 5-year moratorium. Resolution 227 is authorizing change order number 2 to the Valino Construction. This is for $25,000 and for the complete inclusive playground project, for mortars, some sidewalk work and other things that have to be done. And Resolution 228, authorizing approval to purchase 20 decorative LED posts for top light fixtures. This is for Library Park, beautify that. And this is with capital funding. This project is under state contract for $56,080. Resolution 229, authorizing approval to purchase traffic calming pedestrian crosswalk push button beacons. This is a total of 20, for a total of $77,101.07. This is for public safety at in intersections. Resolution 230 is authorizing approval to purchase one traffic calming product, blinking LED reflector lights for stop signs across the city. And this will help us out with everything from a safety standpoint for $118,028.20. And this is under the co-op, Somerset Co-op. Resolution 231, authorizing the purchase of one new rack truck with a lift gate. This is to be utilized for traffic control equipment, traffic cones, barricades, drums, stop signs, etc. This will improve everything we do when it comes to major catastrophes across the city. This incorporates police department and fire as well. With all this, we're going to use this truck. 232 is authorizing Department of Public Works, Signal Division, to purchase one mobile generator. We have two in our fleet. Another one would help us when there's other things with blackouts or lights that are knocked down across the city, traffic lights. That's all I have.
Thank you. Thank you, Director. Before I open up to my council colleagues, for Resolution 223, where can a constituent find maybe like a list of when their street is going to be in queue to get paved? Because I know we talked about potentially putting it on the website, and I'm starting to see a lot of our streets get repaved, which is an amazing thing. Is there like some type of system that your department has?
Well, good question. We try to ride around, check streets that are deteriorating. We try to add them to a list when we do that. We decide based on some of those streets that we have, we try to get DOT grant funding for those. And that takes time to get that. Because some of those streets we need curbing, inlets, etc. So that's how we go about that. And of course, when things come from the administration, council, everyone else, we try to see what's in the works to be done. In addition to trying to do streets that we can just mill and pave, because milling and paving, it's like a 3-to-1. You can do 3 streets to 1, as opposed to putting curbs everywhere. You don't have to. That's why we try to measure things based on that.
So is it listed on the city website what streets are in queue?
Well, right now, the streets that are being done, we can post a listing. It's with the utility companies from Public Service and American Water. Those ones we can post, because there's quite a bit across the city that are being done. And as funding becomes available through grants, then we can post whatever we're going to do in other parts of the city. If this Bellevue Avenue, Bellevue Court, that's on the agenda tonight, that's something we can post, let them know that's going to be done. Because it's starting off right now, professional service, design work and everything for those streets.
Thank you. And then for 229, the beacon lights, are you able to share the streets or the intersections where the beacon lights are going to be placed?
Yeah, so we're looking at different locations. We have some locations in mind where they're going to be placed. There's a list of them. We're looking to put them in areas too around some of the parks where it's dangerous, around schools, school areas, and some of our business districts too as well, where we can do that so pedestrian, where it's heavy pedestrian traffic.
All right. Thank you. Questions from my council colleagues?
Just a quick follow-up question on 229-26. With regard to the locations that these push-button beacons may go, do we have to get like separate permission to do them on a county road, or are any of the county roads part of this list?
This is, so, to put the beacons in, we won't need the county permission for that. That's just something we can do across the city. Like
Okay.
right now, we have some located, you look on 7th Street and Spooner Ave, there's some beacons
Okay.
now as well. So, wherever there's a safety issue, we will work in conjunction with the county, and they would have no problem, I believe, with
Okay.
that. So, we're trying to work together to address things. But right now, we have three of them, at Spooner and 7th.
All right, thanks.
Yes, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Council President. Director, good evening. You referenced that 224-26 is grant funded, and typically you will raise if they are grant funded. Are any of the other ones grant funded, and if not, is the money that you're asking for currently in our budget to support these requests?
Yes, it is. The money's in the budgets. And yes, as far as grant funded, 223-26 is NJDQ grant for 476,774. Okay, the one for the shared watershed, only give us, the DEP only give us 25,000 for that. And we have 224, like I said, it's $565,773. Those are the ones that are grant funded.
223, 224, and 227?
226.
226, grant funded.
a portion of it. Okay, so good.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions? Seeing none, do I have consensus to add this on the voting meeting?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
thank you.
Council
Well,
President,
yes.
excuse me real quick. I just want to ask, that seat where that laptop is sitting, is someone actually sitting there, or is that an available seat? So we have one available. Okay. Okay, we need a seat for that? Okay, so leave it in the chair. Okay. I'm sorry. I apologize, Council President.
All right, thank you. Oh, the Director of Economic Development, please present her items.
Sure.
Thank you.
Good evening, council. I have resolutions 233-26 to 240-26. For 233, this is a resolution to authorize the submission of the fiscal year 2027 administrative budget for the urban enterprise zone. This is to cover the administration of the annual allocations that we receive, as in terms of staff time as well as attendance and office supplies. For Resolution 234-26, I am requesting to pull this item from the agenda, requesting to pull Resolution 234-26. For Resolutions 235, this is to designate Cresthaven Academy Charter School at the location of 1512 West 3rd Street. Proposed here is to look at a new structure that would be approximately 4,500 square feet. It will have 15 classrooms, 38 off-street parking spaces for 33 staff members. And this would house grades 5 through 8. For Resolution 236, this is to designate Friends of Barack Obama Green Charter School. This would be a charter school. Proposed would be a high school student facility rehabilitating an existing 15,000 square feet building. And an addition of another 15,000 square feet. This would have 28 on-site parking spaces. There will be a total of 49 staff members. The remaining parking spaces will be in the municipal lots 1 and 8. Next resolution is referring to the designation of the Queen City Academy Charter School. This charter school is looking at the construction of an addition to house high school students at the facility, expanding from 24 classrooms to 61 classrooms, as well as the addition of 2 gymnasiums. There are a total of 72 teachers and staff, and they will have the equivalent parking spaces available. The next resolution that we're looking at is the resolution for 1100 to 1118 South Avenue. This is to authorize the transfer of a redevelopment agreement as well as the financial agreement. Nothing is changing in this case. It will have the same number of units, same number of commercial space. The only thing that is changing is ownership of the property. Anytime there's a change in ownership of an agreement that the membership of the LLC is more than 10%, we are required to present it for council approval. The only other thing changing in this agreement, of course, is the timeline, because it's a few months delay in the construction. And The last one that I believe I skipped one, forgive me. I skipped Resolution 238-26. There's a request to pull this resolution. The Resolution 240-26 is in reference to a HMFA pilot. This is for Leland Gardens. The pilot terms, duration, and agreement would stay the same. The only difference is that the financial institution requires a renaming of the entity for refinancing.
All right, you're going to pull 234 and 238?
Yes, requesting to pull R-234 and R-238.
I'll entertain questions from my council colleagues. Councilwoman. Councilman Wyatt.
All right, yes. R 236-26 for the Barack Obama Green Charter. Are they looking to expand, or are they just looking to relocate? Will there be an increase in the student population there?
So there's no one there now, so there will be an increase in the student population there. This is the old existing New Jersey Human Services building. This is to relocate their high school students to this location.
So there will be an increase in the student population?
Yes.
Okay. Was a traffic study done for the area?
The traffic study was done, and it will be presented, should it be approved by council, to the planning board.
Okay, so the traffic study is the next step.
Yes.
Okay.
There was a traffic study conducted already, ready to be approved, should it get approved by council to planning board.
Okay. Did we receive that information?
Yes, but it's not a part of what we can present to you, as this is an agreement for contract for designation.
Okay, so trust. All right, 236-26, Crest Haven. Is that Crest Haven?
No.
No.
235-26. Are they looking to relocate or expand their student population as well?
This is to relocate ages 5 through 8, grades 5 through 8.
Is there an increase in the student population?
It is an increase.
Okay. And the Queen City Academy Charter School, I know that we had some challenges with this the last two meetings. I went to one of the forums where community members, the church right next door, members from their congregation came as well, where people voiced their concerns about the traffic on Grant Avenue in that West 8th area that currently is there. So I know that they said they would go back to the table. What changes were made from the last meeting to now?
They looked at the circulation as well as the use of their recreational facilities, what they would host on site.
Okay, and we're not privy to that information as well.
The circulation as well as the programming is presented at the planning board meeting.
Okay. Did they do community outreach once again and speak to the neighbors in the area?
To my knowledge, I was told.
Okay. And you sure about that since the last meeting?
I don't know, I wasn't present.
Okay. But we had documentation that there was a meeting?
All I know is what was advertised at the previous meeting.
Okay. And just one more question, because that was one charter school that people were trying to, we went to the meetings to hear them out. Now we're looking at 3 expansions of charter schools. What's the overall goal when it comes to education in our city?
That's not the point of this designation. I'm talking about redevelopment designation, so I would
No,
not
that
be
is-
able
that
to
is the point.
answer the question.
Can't answer that question? Okay. Okay. I'll let somebody else ask.
Councilwoman Sessions?
Thank you, Madam President. Madam Director, just a few questions. Of the 3 charter schools that you mentioned, I believe 2 of them are looking to now have their high school all in one location. What does that look like in terms of sporting events?
So in most cases for the high schools, this would create an area for recreations. In some cases, they don't have gyms available. So in one of the charter schools, they're creating 2 gyms. In another charter school, they are also creating a gym as well as a physical education area. In terms of sporting events and programmings, whether they're competing, that's left to the programming of the school, and that's presented at planning board.
So if the ones that are adding on a high school component choose to have, basketball, and they compete against other schools and other districts, and, clearly those families would have to travel in, is that their plan to have those games at those locations, or are they considering moving those games to other locations? One, to ease traffic, and 2, to accommodate whatever the capacity might be at these games?
So I know for sure that one school has agreed to move it to alternate locations, not to have competitions on site. And other schools, they can entertain it, and it can be requested at planning board.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to move to 1100 South Avenue, that property. So as I understand it, the original developer ran out of funds to finish the property. Is that not true?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. And now we're looking to give this agreement to another developer.
To designate the
To
development.
designate, okay. The one that we're looking to designate, do we know who they are?
Yes, we do.
Have they done business in the city?
They have done business in neighboring cities, in neighboring municipalities.
Did they finish all of their properties?
Yes, they have. They have a very extensive track record.
Okay. And the one that ran out of money and couldn't finish their property here in the city of Plainfield, are they doing any other development projects in
No.
the city of Plainfield?
No, they are not.
Okay. Will they be doing other development projects in the city of Plainfield?
I cannot predict the future, but as of now, they are not up for any designations.
Okay. We appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, any other questions on this side?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
Councilwoman.
Quick question. All right, so where the R236-26, the Barack Obama School, where they anticipate moving to, I believe that's the area where there's going to be 200 more new apartments, right? Is that correct?
Yes, it
All
is
right.
the block over.
So that's, a traffic study was done for that combined? So a traffic study was done for the moving of the school, redevelopment, plus the 200?
So
Apartments?
the traffic study will have to be presented at planning board. And if there is a question about the new influx of units, that would come up at that time.
Okay. What's the current square footage of where the Barack Obama is located right now anyway? I know I read something on there where they had an infestation of the rodents, and I'm sure that was an issue also as well. I know I read that. But my question is, I hope they're not moving because of that, because if that's the case, my question is, who is responsible for the disposal of taking care of the garbage around there? Then you have businesses also around the Barack Obama school as well.
So the responsible for the disposal is the property owner.
The property owner, right? So whoever owns that building where the school
Yes.
is, correct? Okay. So, because then I say to myself, okay, so if there's a problem there, then that means that the businesses are not doing what they're supposed to do. And then my next question would be, well, how often is the garbage picked up?
So.
Could be a problem too, because I'm sure it's not us, because our guys, they do their job.
Right. So there is a trash schedule that is there. I believe they're on a bi-weekly, twice a week schedule.
Okay. Because that would be also, if it's that bad, now you're talking about the health department coming in as well, because that's an issue, right? No? Okay. R235-26, we're talking about the Crest Haven School. And I believe, I don't know if Councilman Wyatt, I didn't know if I heard him say to ask the question about the school, but did you have a meeting with the residents also as well? I asked that in that area where they anticipate moving.
No, I did not meet with the residents.
Okay. And the reason why I'm asking is because it's right there by the Rushmore Pool, and the parking is atrocious over there. And so residents need to know what's coming. I know if I was a resident in the area, I'd be like, what happened? What's going on here? Maybe they should be notified by.
Sure.
Our
So a
all-call
part
goes on?
of notifying the residents is, one, when there is a study conducted, the residents are notified that they are looking at an area in need of redevelopment. Should the property get designated for development, then moving on, they are also notified when they're doing a redevelopment plan. They are notified when the site plan goes before the planning board for approval. There's a requirement of a 200-foot list.
Okay. Okay, we're going to go to R 237-26, Queen City Charter. I know that they purchased that house right on Grant and 8th Street. And the question that I have is, now that that house has been purchased, we were getting taxes coming to the city. We were getting revenue. But now that they have this house, we will no longer be getting taxes from it. We will no longer get the revenue. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right, so. The next question is R 237-26. We're still on Queen City Charter. Was the county involved as far, do they know what's going on and what could take place?
So the only time the county is involved if they own neighboring property, and at the time of doing the traffic analysis, and should this go on to site plan review, their approval and awareness is required.
Okay. And I know that we had been to a few other meetings, and we were talking about the Queen City Charter, of course, doing this expansion, if you will. And I also had a concern about Rosa Sharon, because I do know that sometimes they have funerals and they have things going on, and we want to make sure that they're properly notified also as well of what's going on, the congregation and those that are in the 3rd Ward right there on 7th and Grant, and then going into the 4th Ward.
I was told, and well, I know for sure when you have to do a study that they're required to look at the 200-foot list. Rosa Sharon is right next door, so I know they had to be notified of the study. Also, looking at the redevelopment plan, I was told that the developers or Queen City themselves, when they did their 2 outreach readings, that they did reach out.
Okay, all right. I'm sure somebody's here will speak to that. I'll let them do what they need to do. R 240-26. Okay, we were talking about the Leland Gardens. Where is the original agreement on this? Where's the original agreement? And are we amending anything in this property? Can you
No.
explain that to me, please?
The only thing that we're amending is the required language for their financial institution, so they can refinance their mortgage, nothing else in
Okay.
terms of the
So that's the
terms.
only thing. So there's no other changes. It's just that we're talking about
Mm-hmm.
their financial
Refinancing. Mm-hmm.
part of it. Okay. All right. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26. 241-26 That's it for now?
All right.
So, can you remind me if charter schools are exempt from real estate taxes?
Unlike where you're dealing with public schools and houses of worship, they're allowed in terms of any zoning area, where charter schools are different because their property is privately held. In order to develop, they're looking for the redevelopment process.
Do the property that they own pay real estate taxes?
No, they do not.
Okay. So for Queen City purchased a building that formerly paid taxes. In our redevelopment agreement, is there a means to equalize somewhat the missing tax revenue from them purchasing the building?
It can be requested as a part of negotiation.
Okay. But whether they develop on the process, on the property or not, does that change whether or not we receive taxes for the property?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Is that it?
Yes, that's it.
All right. Any other questions?
Yes, just for a point of clarification for 240-26, with regard to the pilot agreement for Leland Gardens, we're essentially extending their pilot agreement?
There's no change in the terms or the duration. So if it was a 30-year pilot, it remains a 30-year pilot. No change in timeline.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Any
I'm
other
sorry, I
questions?
think I missed something. R 235-26, going back to Cresthaven again. What's the plan for the space that they're in now? Like, what's going to happen again? What'd you say? Can you repeat that, please?
The school itself?
Yeah.
So the school itself is going to be a 45,000 square foot building.
Councilwoman, any other questions?
Nope, that's it, thank you.
Director, when you talk about expansion, is it expansion that the state has expanded for the charters, or this is an expansion, so based on the number that they've been allocated? Can you talk a
So-
little bit about that, the
Sure.
difference?
Each of the charter schools have a threshold or a number of students that they can have in total. So if they can have 900 students in total, most of the charter schools have not approached that limit yet. So depending on how you're using the number expansion, I'm making a difference between the number of increased students versus expansion, because they haven't expanded what they're allowed to have at the full limit.
Do you know what the current versus capacity
So.
for all
depend-
three?
Not for all three off the top of my head. I'm just going to give, for example, one. There's a requirement, they could go up to 900. The top limit for that they are right now does not exceed more than 600.
Thank you, officer. Go ahead, Director.
Okay. So in most cases, these three schools, they are only at about 2/3 of their capacity
Understood. All
of
right.
that top number. Yeah.
All right. So you got a question? Go ahead, Councilman.
Yes, Madam President. It was over a year ago when we were speaking about expansions of charter schools, and the question was put on the floor for all of the leadership to sit down. Like, it's a small city. Plainfield's a small city, right? So the Board of Education, we have to vote on these things, the governing body, the administration, the Plainfield Board of Education. We make decisions that impact not just the charter schools, but the entire city, but we do not have conversations and discussions with any other entities or parties. So how are we how do we say we're one Plainfield, we're united, and we don't do that?
I don't think that was directed at me, was it?
What's the question?
Was that question directed at me?
Yes, it was.
So the administration has conversations in general. We have had several conversations with the school board, the superintendent, as well as the president of the school board. So I think we're always open to different visioning sessions.
And if I may add, Council President?
Yes, ma'am.
I am aware that the former superintendent, I'll use the word former because Superintendent Rashawn Hassan met on a regular basis with the charters in the city of Plainfield.
Talking to your mic, Mayor?
Yes, ma'am. Maybe come closer, but it's on.
Okay.
Superintendent Rashawn Hassan met on a regular basis with the charter schools in the city of Plainfield.
All right.
What was the point of that, Madam President?
I couldn't hear him.
Yeah.
No, I said, what was the point of saying that he met with them on a regular, met
The
with them on a
point
regular basis?
of that is that you said we should all get together and have conversations, the administration, the school district, and the charters. Director Fields said that we have conversations, we, the administration, and I am adding that the superintendent of schools also had conversations with the charters. So we would have met what you were asking for.
All right, thank you.
And so that's the point.
Thank you, Mayor. So, Clerk, can you pull out, because for the voting meeting, 235?
Four.
Four. No.
234 and 238.
For consensus. Okay. For consensus. All right, so for consensus, 235? Anything else?
237.
236
237.
and 237. Anything else? All right, seeing none. All right, will the Director of Health and Social Services please present your items?
Good evening, Council President and council members. I have 3 items for recommendation tonight. Our R241 is a resolution authorizing an agreement with Paw and Protect LLC to provide full animal control services for lost and abandoned domestic and wild animals found within the city of Plainfield, not to exceed $96,500 effective July 1st through December 31st of 2026. Resolution 242 is a resolution seeking approval to utilize a qualified lead abatement contractors which exceed the City of Plainfield's threshold of $53,000 under the lead abatement and remediation grant program. This is for one house, and it is within the DCA recommended span of numbers. However, because it's such a large, well, because it's a number of 53,000, we need to seek approval. And Resolution 243 is a resolution authorizing approval to utilize a qualified lead abatement contractors under the City of Plainfield. We subcontract with Proceed, and Proceed has a list of contractors, but the purchasing division said that we also have to get those approved by council in order to be able to use those. So those are our 3 resolutions.
All right, thank you. For Resolution 241, I see it's a new name. Is that the same person, new name?
No, this is a new provider. We put out 2 RFPs, and this is the only provider. However, I will say that we are familiar with this provider. He currently does the work for Title Shot, and so he'll be doing the work under his own company. We also have, we know who the veterinarian is, and we also know the site where animals will be held because we've already had relationships with them as well.
Okay, thank you. Any questions from my council colleagues? Seeing none, do I have consensus to add this to the voting meeting?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. All right, will the Director of Communications and Technology please present her item?
Sure. Thank you, Council President. This is a resolution authorizing the city to enter into an agreement with JCT Solutions for the installation of additional security camera and network infrastructure throughout Plainfield as part of our ongoing smart city and public safety initiatives. The project will be funded through available 2024 and 2025 capital funds and will expand camera coverage across key areas of the city in consultation with the police department. Since the original proposal was prepared, the police department identified 9 additional locations that should be included in the network, and certain equipment specifications required updates to ensure compatibility with current technology standards. So as a result of that, I'm requesting council's authorization to increase the contract amount by $33,349.80. So it would increase from $499,971.61 to $533,321.41. And this adjustment is going to allow us to complete the full scope of work recommended by the police department and also maximize the effectiveness of the city's public safety camera network.
All right, thank you, Director. Any questions? Councilman?
Yes,
Wyatt?
Madam President. Is this something that we have to do right now?
Yes. It's, so to give you some background, a couple years ago, the city had camera coverage network that was covered by a company called Packet Talk. Packet Talk was shut down by the feds just abruptly. We had no choice in recovering the equipment. We had no recourse. This action that we're taking today is to restore the city to the coverage that it had before Packet Talk shut down. We covered a part of it with the Smart City project, and this is just to bring it to completion. We waited quite a few years because we put the money together through capital requests in 2024 and 2025. It has no effect on the 2026 budget.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, any other questions? All right, do we have consensus to add this to the voting meeting?
Yes.
All right, we now move on to ordinances on first reading. Will the business administrator please present the ordinances on first reading, MC 2026-16 through MC 2026-2022?
Yes, thank you, Council President. Before we get started, Director Fields, are you requesting the removal of MC 2026-19? Airbnb.
I will be requesting an amendment based on feedback from the planning board.
Okay. Okay. So I'll do that one last and let her speak to the amendment of it. Okay, the first one we have is an ordinance for a redevelopment plan, which is 1500-1512 West 3rd Street. This is a previously adopted redevelopment plan by this council, but we're looking to amend it to increase the height requirements. The second one is an ordinance by which we are asking for approval to negotiate or exercise the power of eminent domain for 700 to 710 West 7th Street. This is the old Plainfield Rescue Squad building. It's currently unused and vacant. We've talked about this building before in these meetings, and how we have a desperate need for an OEM center and an EMS center, and that we believe that this would be a good fit for those places. Currently, OEM, when they activate their EOC, we're either meeting in the basement, like in a small basement room in the police department, or in the city hall library, neither of which are conducive to emergency management operations. And EMS is currently housed at one of the fire engines, and they have been for a long time requesting a space of their own. So we do believe that we could utilize this building in a much more efficient way than just, seeing it there vacant. The third one is an ordinance to change the fees for UCC. Some of those fees, they haven't been updated in well over 10 years, and we have looked at neighboring municipalities, and are looking to align closer to what neighboring municipalities are charging for permits and things of that nature. Of course, increasing our fees reduces the need to raise revenue through taxation. So that's always helpful. I'm going to skip this next one because I'm going to let Director Fields speak on it once I get through these. So she has an amendment that she wants to make. The next one is an ordinance to add 30-minute parking on Park Ave, on the east side of Park Ave, similar to what we did recently with Front Street. This is helpful for shopping and helpful for people to go in and out of stores quickly and get more people in and out of the stores. The next one is a request to establish cottage food operation regulations. Cottage food operations are basically home-based catering companies. And right now, we don't have any zoning regulations on the books for this. We have been asked by a resident to create them because in order to get a state license for cottage food operations, you need to have a municipal process by which you can prove that you have your zoning requirements met in your municipality. So we have looked at what other people do, and we are proposing this ordinance to establish these regulations. And finally is an ordinance that would require quarterly reports from the administration, whether that's DPW or engineering, whoever it is from the administration, to the council on our flood mitigation efforts. And then Director Fields, I'll let you speak to the short-term rental ordinance.
For the short-term rental ordinance, we have gotten feedback from individual meetings as well as our most recent meeting that we held information session during the planning board meeting. During the planning board meeting, we received additional feedback about the number of bookings as well as the number of nights that were limited. We have in this ordinance originally that it's going, well, for this version of the ordinance, going to be 52 bookings allowed a year. That would be allow one booking per week, which is every week of the year. We received feedback from owners of Airbnb or short-term rentals such as Vrbo as well, that 52 bookings a year is still limiting, and looking at an opportunity to increase the number of nights as well. So at this time, we would like to still consider 52 bookings, but also put the limitation at 230 nights per year.
All right. I will entertain questions from my council colleagues.
So when you say 52 bookings a year, I know that's 52 weeks in a year, but can you have, it's a total of 52, whatever configuration? So if you did 3 in 1 week, it would just reduce to 52?
Or not exceed 230 nights. So what's in the limitations right now is that you can't have more than 28 consecutive days. So to arrive at 230 nights, subtracting those days that you can't, whether it's a 30 days of the month or 31 days of the month, to be fair. And that would allow for the additional bookings. We got feedback during the meeting that sometimes they have multiple bookings in a week.
So just be clear, are we really talking about 1 per week or just 52 a year?
It's
Meaning-
50.
Meaning would 2 per week be permitted, so long as you don't go over 52 for the year?
You can have 2 in a week.
Okay, thank you.
So it's or 52 bookings or not to exceed 230 nights.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Councilman Wyatt?
Yes. Yes, Madam President. I'll start with that one there, the which one is it? Short-term rentals. So what metrics are in place? How will you make sure that that's happening? How will you enforce that?
So we also, enforcement, we're only looking at an annual basis for inspections there. So some of this will be on the honor system.
Honor system.
And honor system, and also looking at what's recorded from the platforms.
Okay. All right, we'll move up to 2026-17. So this says negotiated agreement or exercise the power of eminent domain. So are we doing both? So are we going to try to negotiate a price, and if not, then exercise eminent domain?
You have to do both. So you have to offer fair market price versus on an appraisal, and then you can choose to impact the power in the domain.
Now, that language just seems pretty much like get down or lay down. And it's like, accept this or we're going to use eminent domain. The $500,000 check that we received, will that be used for renovations if we take the property over?
I believe that was transferred to the alarm system.
Yeah, correct. We reappropriated that, we brought it back, and we did another resolution for the citywide alarm system. So we don't have that money for that project.
Okay, so what plan is in place to fund this if we do acquire the property?
We can look at additional grant funds for this as well.
Additional grant funding, okay. And did we utilize this back in for the YMCA, or we just paid the market value?
Eminent domain, yes.
Okay. All right, the next one is for MC 2026-20, the 1.5 hour parking, 30-minute parking. So you said Park Avenue, but there was other streets listed as well. For instance, the council meeting, the street right here is on this list. So if people wanted to attend the council meeting, they only have 30 minutes to park, because I believe the time said 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m.
That was previously approved. So anything that's not in bold was previously approved.
So people can't park here
Right.
outside anymore.
No, this is not new. This is not a new ordinance this was previously approved.
Yeah, so I'm just asking.
For
people are not
30
allowed to
minutes.
park 30 minutes
Yes.
outside. All right, so for everybody that's parked outside, you have 30 minutes.
Well, during our duration, there's times
It says
identified.
10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
It's 10 p.m. Yeah, where's the item on
All right, any other questions, Councilman?
that? That's it for now.
All right. Any other, Councilman Graham?
Yes, for MC 2026-21, the cottage, the cottage food operation, I see a few loopholes in this ordinance. I disagree with this ordinance because essentially we're saying that anyone in any part of the town can have this cottage food operation at their residential home. If they're going to be a caterer, that means they're going to get commercial deliveries at their residential home. I don't see anything in the ordinance that's preventing them from selling individual dinners to individual people. Traffic could be a problem. With our accessory dwelling ordinance that we passed, someone could essentially turn all of their accessory dwelling into strictly a catering business. It undermines our small businesses, our restaurants in the town, and this ordinance essentially bypasses our zoning. So
That is not true, Councilman.
okay, well, this is what I understand. That's why I'm asking for, and you can clarify it for me. I'm not making it into an argument. I just see that this could be a problem. Just, if anyone can open up a cottage food operation practically anywhere in the town, next door to any of their neighbors, if you're a successful caterer, you're going to be getting commercial deliveries. So help me clarify that so that,
Sure. So for the cottage zoning, it isn't allowed anywhere. It's allowed in very specific districts that do happen to be residential. It's allowed in 4 zones. It still requires a zoning permit. It still requires that your principal use is residential. In terms of the premises and deliveries, you are not allowed to have any commercial deliveries at your home. You still would be required to follow those parking as well as those delivery requirements.
Now, how do we enforce any sort of delivery? So, if I'm a caterer, let's just say I'm ordering. If I'm just a regular civilian, I'm ordering paper plates. So I'm probably going to order about 150. A caterer is going to order 1,000. Perhaps they can get a better price by ordering 1,000, not from Amazon, but from a food distributor or some sort of distributor. That's going to require just deliveries, and we can't enforce that because delivery is 30 seconds or less.
30 seconds or left. We can enforce the commercial delivery period and where they are delivering, just like at your home. With Amazon,
Right.
you have a certain amount of time where you may get furniture delivered, for example, but you can't have that furniture delivery there every day and for an extended amount of time.
And I understand that we're creating this ordinance for one resident, but once we create this ordinance, any resident that's within any of these zones can start this operation within their home, which essentially they practically have no overhead. And then again, it just undermines our restaurants that we have in town or restaurants that may want to relocate to this town. It's just, it's an unfair ordinance. I just disagree with it. That's all. I'm just seeing all the loopholes. That's all.
Well, definitely your points are taken, and there are several municipalities that already have cottage food zoning. This wasn't created just for one residence. This was a consideration of a state model, and how do we apply it to our municipality?
All right. Thank you.
So regarding the cottage, I see it says the dwelling has to obtain licenses, permits, certifications, and approvals required by the state of New Jersey. So, it doesn't seem to be a free-for-all. There's still a minimum standard requirements.
They are required to follow state guidelines too. In certain cases where the state requirements are stricter than ours, they must adhere to the stricter.
Thank you. Nothing further.
All right, Councilman Sessoms.
Thank you, Council President. Madam Director, with regards to 2026-19, the short-term rentals, I did attend that planning meeting, and one, thank you for listening to those in the room about the days, but there was also discussion about the fee. Was there any consideration to the feedback provided from the room that night?
So the fee in the leverage, we will have discretion of waiving the first year fee and to encourage compliance.
Thank you. And then regarding 2026-17, this is probably more so for Madam BA, with regards to the EMS current property. I know you and I have had discussions about this for quite some time, and thank you for being forthright. But there was an issue with regards to who was the established authority that could negotiate the actual sale of that property. Was that finally determined? Who was the legal negotiator?
You're correct, because the deed is to the members of the Plainfield Rescue Squad, so, that's not one individual person, and the judge is going to have to weigh in. If it has to go to eminent domain, it's going to have to be the judge's call, whether we put that money in escrow or how that pans out is going to have to be a legal call.
Okay. Thank you for that. No further questions.
All right, thank you. Any other questions from my council colleagues? All right, seeing none, do I have consensus to add these to the voting meeting?
Yes.
All right. Can I have a motion for a 5-minute recess?
So moved.
Thank you. 5 minutes. All right. We now move on to ordinances on second reading and final passage. Madam Deputy, could you please read MC 2026-12 by title and further certify that the ordinance has compiled with all statutory publications and requirements?
MC 2026-12 is an ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limits and to establish a cap bank, NJSA 48:4-45.14, $3,053,977.32. It is certified that notice of a public hearing on this ordinance was published in the Courier News on May 15th, 2026.
All right, the floor is now open to any member of the public who would like to speak on this ordinance. All right, seeing none. May I have a motion to close public hearing on this ordinance?
So moved. Seconded.
All right, clerk, can I please have a roll call?
You need a motion to adopt?
Oh, sorry. May I please have a motion to adopt this ordinance on second reading and final
So moved.
passage?
Seconded.
Roll call.
Roll call MC 2026-12, council members Briggs Jones?
Yes.
Graham?
Yes.
McCray? Yes. Wyatt?
Yes.
Sessoms?
Yes.
Vice President Hockaday?
Yes.
Council President Cherry?
Yes.
It's unanimous. This ordinance has been adopted on second reading and final passage.
All right, Madam Deputy, could you please read MC 2026-14 by title and please certify that the ordinance has complied with all statutory publications and requirements?
MC 2026-14 is an ordinance of the City of Plainfield, County of Union, New Jersey, adopting an amended homeownership small lots redevelopment plan dated April 16th, 2026. It is hereby certified that notice of a public hearing on this ordinance was published in the Courier News on May 15th, 2026.
All right, the floor is now open to any member of the public who would like to speak on this ordinance. Seeing none, may I please have a motion to close public comment on this ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
All right, can I have a motion to adopt this ordinance on second reading and final
Motion.
passage?
Second.
All right, clerk, can I please have a roll call?
Roll call MC 2026-14, council members Briggs Jones?
Yes.
Graham?
Yes.
McCray? Yes. Wyatt?
Yes.
Sessoms?
Yes.
Vice President Hockaday?
Yes.
Council President Cherry?
Yes.
It's unanimous. This ordinance has been adopted on second reading and final passage.
All right, Madam Deputy, could I please read MC 2026-15 by title and please certify that the ordinance has complied with all statutory publications?
MC 2026-15 is an ordinance amending Chapter 9, Article 21 of the Code of the City of Plainfield entitled Filming to ensure compliance with New Jersey Motion Picture and Television Commission film-ready requirements. It is hereby certified that notice of a public hearing on this ordinance was published in the Courier News on May 15th, 2026.
All right, the floor is now open to any member of the public who would like to speak on this ordinance. All right, seeing none, can I please have a motion to close public hearing on this ordinance?
So moved.
All right, can I have a motion to adopt this ordinance on second reading and final passage?
Moved.
Second.
All right, roll call, please.
Roll call MC 2026-15, council members Briggs Jones?
Yes.
Graham?
Yes.
McCray? Yes. Wyatt?
Yes.
Sessoms?
Yes.
Vice President Hockaday?
Yes.
Council President Cherry?
Yes.
It's unanimous. This ordinance has been adopted on second reading and final passage.
All right, we now move on to public comments limited to resolutions and motions. A total of 30 minutes has been allocated to all public comments. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes. If any member of the public would like to speak or call in for public comment, please dial 646-558-8656. Enter the meeting ID 934-9101-4887 and press pound. Dial star to raise your dial star 9 to raise your hand and to be placed in the waiting room. The floor is now open. Please state your name and the municipality that you live in.
Good evening, Quanae Palmer Chambers, Plainfield, New Jersey.
Resolution as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm going to speak on 235-26, 236-26, 237-26. I'm just wondering, because I happened to go to the zoning meeting, planning board meeting, and I realized that one of the items that has been pulled, the other item that has been amended, these things have happened because the residents who would be affected or the people who had an interest were called together to have a meeting to discuss it before tonight. And I'm just trying to figure out why the individuals or the residents who would be affected by 23426, 23526, 23627, I'm sorry, and 237 were not given that same courtesy. They have to hear about it tonight. They have to hear discussion tonight. They didn't get an opportunity to go back and forth with you, Zenobia, about what they thought, but you did that for the Airbnb people. You did that for the historic preservation people. You did that for the people who would be concerned about the floodplain, and some of those were pulled and the others were amended. It was asked of you, did they have a meeting with the residents before? And you said that you don't know. But you were very clear on giving that education section for other people. You guys already know how I feel about charter schools. We have too many in Plainfield. We have all the charter schools in Union County. And as a member of the NAACP, we have positions on charter schools. And if we look at what's happening in our public school in terms of layoffs as a result of many things, but one of those things being dollars leaving our board education elected schools where we can talk to them, we can argue with them, we can criticize them, we can see what's going on with the budget. We have no oversight with the charter schools. And now that we see that it's becoming a problem, the state is doing something about it now, 30 years in. But we told you 30 years earlier that this is where it was going to be. So I would like to see these three resolutions pulled until you give the people the same courtesy of having a meeting and hearing their concerns that you gave the other people before they were able to come to this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Winston, could you help her with the mic?
Got it?
Just say your name, just say your first name and the city you live in.
My name's Sophia Reyes, and I'm in 4th grade, and I live in Plainfield. My name is Sophia Reyes, and I'm in 4th grade, and I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered what happens to students when they grow up and outgrow their school? Right now, Plainfield has a big missing piece. We do not have a high school or middle school. Instead, all of our students are packed into just one school that is split into a lower house and an upper house. As a 4th grader at Queen City Academy Charter School, I'm already looking ahead to the future. Plainfield desperately needs to build its very high school and middle school so that Plainfield have a place to so that students have a place to go when they grow up. First of all, a brand new high school and middle school would solve the problem of overcrowding. Having everyone in one building with the lower house and upper house means space is tight. High school and middle school students need bigger classrooms, advanced science labs, and proper libraries to prepare for college and future jobs. By building a separate high school and middle school, the older kids will get the space they need, and it will also free up room for younger kids like me to learn better. Second, staying in our community for high school and middle school is important for town pride and safety. Without a high school or middle school, older students might have to travel far away to other towns just to go to school. If we build a high school and a middle school right here in Plainfield, students can stay close to home. We can have our own sports team, music programs, and school clubs. This will bring our whole community together to cheer on our local students. Some people might think that building a high school and middle school is too big of a project or costs too much money. However, a town cannot grow without a high school or middle school. When families see that Plainfield has a complete school system from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade, they will want to move here and support our local businesses. In conclusion, Plainfield students deserve a complete education in their own hometown. Relying on just one building with the lower and upper house isn't enough for our growing community anymore. So I hope you deeply consider whether having a QCACS high school and a QCACS middle school to help our students outgrow and help our community and support our local businesses and support our school.
Thank you, Ms. Sophia. For our minors here tonight, just say your first name and the city. Do not say your last name. Okay?
My name is Paige, and I live in Plainfield.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Paige Black, and I am honored to be here. As I read, I ask for your silence, and I hope you enjoy my essay. Imagine being stuck in a tiny school with kindergarten through high school, or having two locations on different sides of town, with kindergarten through 8th grade in one building and high school in another. Having the Queen City High School students and teachers all in one campus will make a big impact in a good way. One of the benefits of having the Queen City High School attached to the main campus is the high school students being role models for younger kids and mentors. For example, if the high school students are walking silently in the hallways and fifth graders see them, they try to be just like them and also be quiet in the hallways. They could also mentor or tutor kids who need extra help with classwork. Another benefit of having the Queen City High School attached to the main campus is one location. Having one location is good for parents and caregivers for drop-off and pickup. For example, if a mom has a meeting at 4 and her kids get out at 3:45 and one of them is in 2nd grade and the other one is in 11th grade high school, both of their schools are on different sides of town. After the mom picks up the one in 2nd grade, she has to go all the way across town to pick up the one in high school. By the time the mom gets back, it's after 4 p.m. and she's late for a meeting. Because of this, she might send complaints to the school. The final benefit of expanding the Queen City Academy is improving the school facilities. For example, if we have a larger playground, larger gym to fit everyone for assemblies and performances, science labs, and a library. Most importantly of all is updated classrooms with more space, which will lessen issues and not be overwhelming to other students. Being squished up in the classroom is not good. Expanding the school will lead to happiness all around. In conclusion, expanding the school isn't just breaking it down and building it up bigger. It's joining into one community and embracing our school, while also starting a new chapter. Expanding the school won't just benefit the school, it will also benefit the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Page.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Hazel Ball, and I'm a member of Rosa Sharon Community Church. And I was raised in Plainfield. I proudly attended Jefferson Elementary School, Hubbard Middle School, and a proud graduate of Randolph High School. Although my mother passed away 3 years ago, my stepfather still resides in our family home on Huntington Avenue. My mother-in-law was the late Bishop Millicent Laverne Lattimore Ball, and my family has deep roots in this city. For generations, we have lived, worshiped, and served the Plainfield community. I have attended several meetings regarding the proposed Queen City Charter School expansion and understand the desire for the school to grow. However, I have serious concerns about this expansion. The concerns about how it'll have on the surrounding community. The proposed expansion will significantly increase the traffic congestion along Grant Avenue, particularly at the intersections of 7th and Grant and 8th and Grant. Grant Avenue is a major artery connecting South Plainfield to Route 22 and serves as a critical route for police fighters and emergency medical services. Increased traffic could delay emergency response times as well as affect the safety of the entire community. In addition, this project will place greater demands on the city's infrastructure, including the water, the sewer, and the electrical services. These issues deserve careful consideration before any approval is granted. I also question whether the proposed design is compatible with the surrounding residential neighborhood. How will emergency vehicles safely access these buildings that are built so closely together? Where will students and staff assemble during an emergency or a lockdown? It should not be assumed that Rosa Sharon will serve as an emergency gathering site. Parking and traffic management are also major concerns. Morning drop-off and afternoon pickup are already challenging. How will the site safely accommodate nearly 900 students without creating additional congestion and unsafe conditions? Where will the student drivers park? I also ask that consideration be given to neighboring churches and funeral processions. Many church members are lifelong residents, taxpayers, and voters who have faithfully invested in this city for generations. Funeral services deserve dignity and respect, and increased congestion will only make an already difficult situation worse. I support educational opportunities and
Hazel?
understand the growth. Okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Hazel. Name and city?
My name is May Beal, and I'm pastor of Rosa Sharon Communities Church, and I reside here in the city of Plainfield. And I'm going to try to read faster, but I did bring copies that are on our letterhead for the council members. Rosa Sharon is a community church. It is 62 years of congregation. It's located adjacent to Queen City Academy Charter School at 825 West 7th Street, Plainfield. Our congregation has coexisted with the school for approximately 16 years and respects its mission and the exceptional students that they have helped to produce in our society. However, the school's proposed expansion, adding 2 buildings to increase the enrollment from 300 plus to 900 plus, and increase staff, raises serious concerns that we respectfully submit to the council for consideration. Impact on the church, present and future. Rosa Sharon has served the community for many years and plans to continue to grow and to serve the neighbors. The proposed expansion directly concerns our congregation's ability to safely access and use our own property on days of school events and during peak school hours with many running late parents who fly through our parking lots. We are concerned with the safety of not only our members, but the community, parents and children who walk through our property, not only on their way to Queen City, but also to the other 2 nearby schools, Washington and Hubbard. We are also concerned with the interruption and the impact of an 18-month construction project, and we know that construction projects never finish on time. We are concerned that our daily operations will be disturbed by the noise, and we will have construction. We want to know where will the construction workers be, their vehicles and those that are used for the actual construction. Where's the staff going to park? And also, is Rosa Sharon going to have to detour because one of the buildings is going to be on the front lawn, which is going to be a disruption also to traffic. Traffic and congestion and parking. We respectfully request that this council consider the traffic impact prior to any vote. The current situation is really critically strained at this time. Daily drop-offs and pickup operations have generated dangerous traffic congestion around the streets. School events, concerts, graduation, and other student activities and programs that are valuable to the learning experience that directly affect Rosa Sharon members from safely accessing our own parking lot, because there is no parking and those parents park in our parking lot. And so when we have something going on in that evening, when we come, we don't have anywhere to park. So we're asking that you will consider this. And I also have it in copy because I did not get a chance to share about how it is going to change the appearance.
Thank you. You could give that to our city clerk. Name and city.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Sharon Hunt, and I'm from Plainfield. I am a member of Rosa Sharon Community Church, have been a member of the church for 30 years, and a resident of this community for 25 years, living on West 8th Street. My concern is the quality of life in our neighborhood, the traffic in the area. The traffic in this area is already overwhelming during the morning and afternoon hours. As a resident, I often have to plan my daily activities, even schedule my medical appointments around the school traffic because of the congestion. I am concerned that this proposed expansion will significantly change the character and appearance of our neighborhood. The existing school building, along with my church, and most of the homes in the area are set back from the sidewalk. However, the proposed new building will be constructed directly in front of the current building, and an additional building is planned behind the existing structure. This design will create a much more crowded appearance in what has traditionally been a residential neighborhood. I would like to know whether Queen City Academy has considered alternative options that would minimize the impact on surrounding residents. Have the school considered a different site layout, traffic mitigation measures, or other solutions that will preserve the character of the neighborhood while still meeting its expansion needs? As a longtime resident and stakeholder in this community, I respectfully ask that the concerns of the neighbors be carefully considered before any final decision are made. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Sharon. Maureen, is anybody online? Maureen, is anybody online?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Harrison, and I am a 5th grade scholar at QCA. I'm writing to you to ask to please allow our school to expand. QCA is not just a school building. It is a place where scholars learn, grow, feel safe, and become better people. Expanding QCA is important because more scholars deserve the chance to have a school like ours. At QCA, our teachers push us to do our best. Even when something is hard, they teach us reading, writing, math, science, and social studies. But they also teach us how to be respectful, responsible, and confident. Our school helps us believe that we can be successful. I also think QCA should expand because many of us want to continue growing with the teachers who already know us. My teacher, Miss E, always tells us that she'd love to see us graduate. That means a lot because it shows that our teachers do not only care about us for one school year, they care about our future. If QCA expands, that dream could become real. Our teachers could watch us grow from elementary school into older scholars who are ready for high school, college, and life. Another reason QCA should expand is because our school community is strong. We support each other like a family. Scholars, teachers, staff, and parents all work together to make QCA a better place. When a school has that much love and support, it should be given the chance to grow. Please approve QCA's expansion. This decision would help many scholars now and in the future. It would give us more space, more opportunities, and more time to learn in a school that truly believes us. Sincerely, Harrison.
Thank you, Harrison. Name and city, first name only, and city.
Good evening. Sorry. Good evening, members. My name is Mighty, and I'm from Plainfield.
I am Cindy, and I'm also from Plainfield. I am Dezitra, and I'm also from Plainfield.
And tonight, we're here for business. Not the kind of business measured in dollars and cents, the kind measured in our futures.
In dreams. In students. Every morning, we walk through the doors of Queen City Academy. We bring our backpacks, our goals, our determination, but we could also carry something else. The weight of a building that's been asked to do more than it was already built to do. Crowded hallways, packed classrooms.
Spaces that are stretched beyond their limits. One room serves 5 purposes. And yet, we still show up, we still learn, we still achieve, because that's what Queen City Academy students do. But imagine what we could do with room to grow. Imagine hallways where students can move, classrooms where ideas can breathe.
A school that matches the greatness of our students inside of it. We're not standing here asking for luxury.
We're not.
We're standing here asking for opportunity.
We are.
Opportunity for the next freshman, the next valedictorian, the next teacher, doctor, engineer, artist, or leader sitting in classrooms today. Because when you invest in a school, you're not investing in bricks.
You're not.
You're not investing in walls.
You're not.
You're investing in the students.
You are. You're investing in possibility. You're investing in the future of Plainfield. So tonight, hear our voices, see our potential, and stand with us.
Because we are Queen City Academy, and we are ready to grow.
Signed, educationally yours.
Maureen? I'm going to take the person online. Hold on. Let's take the person online.
Okay, will the caller who's online ending in 517 unmute yourself, and then the floor is yours. Caller, you have your hand raised. You're able to speak now. Please unmute yourself.
Dial *9 to raise your hand.
It's raised. How do they unmute themselves?
Press pound.
Press pound to unmute yourself. Thank you. Press pound to unmute yourself.
All right. We'll pause. We'll go to the next person. We're good? All right, let's pause then. Let's go to the next person.
And good evening, Council President and members. My name is Marcia Moore from the law firm of Post Pollock on behalf of Friends of Queen City Academy. So I think it's important to recognize why we're here tonight. I think our scholars have done a great job of why we need this space. And we're using this term expansion, and I believe Director Fields have indicated that these seats that we're seeking as part of this designation are seats that have been allotted and allocated to Queen City. I've heard a lot of comments and concerns about they have great concerns and want an opportunity to be heard. But we're here tonight for a designation. The designation would allow us the opportunity, the applicant, to present before the planning board our traffic study, an opportunity to address our pickup and drop-off areas, the opportunity to present that we have provided or submit an application to the Union County Planning Board in order to proceed with this application. A lot of comments, a lot of concerns that this is a designation, that there is a traffic plan. This is not a planning board meeting. We would like an opportunity in order to present our traffic study, which the applicant has retained professionals conduct. We've done a number of traffic studies. They have been drone shots. We've had a number of meetings with the community. I've been personally part of the community meetings. We've had Zoom calls. We've had in-person meetings. We're prepared to address these concerns. We're asking this board tonight for a designation. We're not asking the city council to approve a charter school. It is simply a designation in order to address the concerns of our neighbors, to address the concerns of our community, to present for our scholars the opportunity to be able to have a gymnasium. There was a question earlier whether or not there would be extracurricular activities. There is a proposal for gymnasium, but it is for the students because they do not have the space. Councilman White asked, why are we here? Isn't it really about the kids? It's really about the education. It's really about the opportunity to present this application to the planning board in order for have a designation. We're not asking the city council to make the decision tonight in order to build a charter school, but we like to afford the opportunity, presented our traffic study, to prevent our traffic circulation study, to present our pickup and drop off, and to hear from our residents and hear from our students. And I would ask that the board consider the designation tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. First name and city.
Good evening, Jasmine Gooding, Plainfield. Good evening. I stand before you tonight as both a proud tax-paying resident of Plainfield and the principal of the Queen City Academy Charter School that serves the children of this city every day. As taxpayers, we invest in our community with the expectation that our resources will strengthen the future of our city. There is no greater investment than the education of our children. Yet our students and staff continue to learn and work in a facility that no longer adequately meets the needs of a modern educational environment. Every day our scholars arrive eager to learn, dream, and achieve. They deserve classrooms that are safe, functional, and designed to support high-quality instruction. While our staff works tirelessly to overcome the limitations of our current building, our children should not have to overcome barriers created by inadequate facilities. A new school building is not simply a construction project. It is an investment in student achievement, community pride, economic growth, and the future workforce of our city. The decisions made by this council today will impact generations of children tomorrow. I respectfully ask that you prioritize funding and support for a new school facility. Our scholars have shown what they can accomplish when given opportunities. Now they need a building that reflects their potential. Thank you for your time, your service, and your commitment to the children and families of our community. Together, we can build a future worthy of our scholars.
Thank you. All right. So we have roughly about 5 more minutes of public comment. So, name, city?
My name is Eli, and I'm from Plainfield. I live in Plainfield.
Good evening, everyone. I am honored to speak with you today about an important opportunity for our school and community. Queen City Academy has helped many students, including me, achieve academic success over the years. Expanding our school would allow us to continue that mission and serve even more families in Plainfield. Queen City Academy should be expanded because it provides students with valuable educational opportunities. Our school offers a supportive learning environment where students are comfortable to express themselves and feelings, as well as encourage them to reach their full potential. Many families are looking for high-quality educational options for their children, which is what Queen City brings to the table. Expansion will make it possible for more students to benefit from everything our school has to offer. One major benefit of expansion is giving more students access to a great education. As Plainfield continues to grow, the demand for strong academic programs also needs to grow to support these children's needs. Expanding the school would allow us to welcome more students and meet the needs of more families. Every child deserves the opportunity to learn in an environment that promotes success. Expansion would also strengthen the programs and opportunities available to students. Additional resources and space could support new clubs and hands-on learning experiences. These early days in these kids' lives are an important time when students develop their interests and confidence. Expanding Queen City would help provide a stronger foundation for students as they prepare for the challenge to come. In conclusion, expanding Queen City Academy would benefit students, families, and the entire Plainfield community. It would increase educational opportunities while strengthening the programs that help students succeed. The growth of our school is an investment in the future of our city and its young people. Thank you for your time, as well as your consideration and support.
All right. Hold on. Maureen, anybody on Zoom? Okay.
I could ask them to unmute. Okay, caller, unmute yourself. You're the only one on the line. You can speak now by pressing pound.
Okay. Next.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Leah Dungy Magnan. I am a resident of Plainfield. Hello. I'm here tonight to respectfully ask for your support in the expansion of Queen City Academy Charter School. For the past 25 years, Queen City Academy has been providing families in our community with a high-quality educational option focused on academic excellence, character development, and student success. What began as a small school serving just 72 students has grown into a thriving K-12 institution that continues to meet the needs of Plainfield families. The results speak for themselves. This year, Queen City Academy celebrated an historic milestone with its first graduating senior class achieving 100% college acceptance. Those students earned more than $1.7 million in scholarships, and many graduated with college credits already completed. Beyond academics, Queen City Academy is a school that invests in the whole child. Through leadership programs, arts, athletics, community service, and strong family partnerships, the school prepares students not only for college, but for life. The school has also been recognized as one of the most diverse public K-12 schools in New Jersey. The proposed expansion is about opportunity. It will allow more families to access the educational experience that Queen City Academy provides while ensuring that current and future students have the space, resources, and programs they need to thrive. Tonight, I ask you to support an investment in our children, our families, and the future of Plainfield. By approving this expansion, you are helping create more opportunities for our student success and strengthening our community and generations to come. Thank you for your time, consideration, and support.
So these, I'm going to allow the last two comments. We've exceeded the 30 minutes, but I'm going to allow the last two comments to go, okay? Nobody after these two. We're going to have to, just these last two.
Good evening. Trustee Dara from Rosa Sharon Community Church, Plainfield, New Jersey. While the attorney for Queen City just mentioned that they're looking for the designation to go to the planning board, I believe and strongly believe that the city council needs to reconsider even allowing it being passed until they get their current situation under control. As it stands today, they have an enrollment of 300 plus students, and the spacing is not adequate as far as parking, drop-off, pickup. And this is where they utilize the church property, although we have notified them and made them aware, to notify their parents. Not happening today. As Pastor May mentioned, they're utilizing our parking lot, flying through, no control. We have to block off our parking lot. They use the other side if we don't block off both sides. I think that before you can expand, you need to get control first. And that means then you need to get things with your parents to understand how your drop-off is going to happen, how your pickup is going to happen. And then you can look to expand. If this was any other business coming next door to the church and had these same issues, we as the church would still have these same concerns. So it's not about the expansion of the school. It is just the expansion overall and our concerns of how things are handled today and what the future may look like if it continues. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Keisha Belton, and I am a Plainfield resident. I wanted to say for the people calling in, you might have to say hashtag because this generation does not know pound. So give them those instructions and they might come on. So I have 3 children in the Plainfield public school system. I moved to Plainfield in 2013, bought a home here, I was in the 3rd ward, have since moved to the 1st ward. I have been active in our community for the majority of the time that I've lived here. I've worked with many of you through COVID, doing food distribution and a lot of different things, and I've seen how Plainfield comes together. And that's why I chose to move to Plainfield. That's why I chose to live here. That's why I chose to stay here. And sending my children to Queen City Charter Academy wasn't because the Plainfield schools aren't great. It was the community where I felt most welcome and felt like my children would get their needs met as best as possible. So it was a conscious decision of a tax-paying resident, and we are afforded those decisions, and I'm so grateful to the community that I've built there. You see, I have a Pack Mom shirt. That's our parent advisory committee. We are an active group that makes sure that the children have opportunities to thrive beyond school. So if that's March Madness celebrations, it's Teacher Appreciation Week, every student being able to participate, and really bringing together the community. It's very unfortunate for me to hear that parents are still driving and parking in the Rose of Sharon parking lot, because the message has been communicated very clearly to us, from us, that that is not acceptable. We have a brand-new drop-off system that is really transformed what drop-off looks like, and I can tell you I was against it when I got the email about it, and I raised concerns. All of them have been met. The school's very active in listening to parents, and again, we're a part of the community. We really want to strengthen the community, continue to give our children opportunities to grow, to learn, to thrive, and we're just asking for the opportunity that they can stay in an environment where they're comfortable, where they are welcome, where they are loved, and where they're exceeding expectations. I have a 3rd grader, a 1st grader, and a rising kindergartner. My 3rd grader fell in love with reading this year. This is a child who told me that the only reason she would learn to read is because if she wanted to be a scientist, she would have to write research reports. So I was not very hopeful, but this year her teacher, who had to leave earlier but was here tonight, made her fall in love with reading. She's in love with mystery books. She's in love with National Geographic. She found things that gained her interest. And this child who told me, no, Mom, I'm only going to learn to read if it's science, is into so many things because of the work that's happening every day at Queen City. It's really important to us, and we thank you for taking consideration.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, can I have a motion to close public comment?
So moved.
Second.
All right. Mr. Clerk, could you please announce the consent agenda?
So, Madam President, the consent agenda items are identified as resolutions R-215-26 through R-233-26 and R-239-26 through R-244-26. On the non-consent agenda item, we have R-235, R-236, and R-237. And the items that were removed from the agenda were R-234 and R-238-26.
All right. Clerk, can I please have a can I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Can I please have a second?
Second.
All right. Clerk, can I please have a roll call?
Roll call on the consent agenda items. Council members Briggs Jones.
Yes.
Graham.
Yes.
McCray.
Yes.
Wyatt.
Yes.
Sessoms.
Yes.
Vice President Hockaday.
Yes.
Council President Cherry.
Yes.
Consent agenda items have been approved. We now move to resolution R-235-26. Need a motion and a second.
So moved.
Can I please have a motion?
So moved.
Can I have a second? Seeing none, the motion has died.
Correct.
All right.
Resolution fails for not getting a second.
All right.
Move on to resolution 236-26.
Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second. I thought that was a second. Second.
Second. All right. I see it's been probably first moved and second. Can I have a roll call, please?
Roll call resolution 236-26. Council members Briggs Jones.
No.
Graham.
Yes.
McCray.
No.
Wyatt.
No.
Sessoms.
Abstain.
Vice President Hockaday.
Yes.
Council President Cherry.
Yes.
3 in favor, 3 opposed, 1 abstention. Resolution fails. Resolution 237-26.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Roll call resolution 237-26. Council members Briggs Jones.
No.
Graham.
Yes.
McCray.
No.
Wyatt.
No.
Sessoms.
Yes.
Vice President Hockaday.
Yes.
Council President Cherry.
Yes.
4 in favor, 3 opposed. Resolution passes.
Election time.
All right. Madam Deputy, could you please read MC 2026-16 by title?
MC 2026-16 is an ordinance of the City of Plainfield, County of Union, New Jersey, adopting an amended Block 146, Lot 7 redevelopment plan dated June 4th, 2026.
I'll now entertain a motion to adopt this ordinance on first reading. Can I have a motion? Can I get a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Roll call MC 2026-16. Council members Briggs Jones.
Yes.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Graham.
Yes.
McCray.
Yes.
Wyatt.
No.
Sessoms.
Yes.
Vice President Hockaday.
Yes.
16, no.
You're changing your vote to no?
No.
And Council President Cherry.
Yes.
5 in favor, 2 opposed. Ordinance been adopted on first reading.
All right. Madam Deputy, could you please read MC 2026-17 by title?
MC 2026-17 is an ordinance of the City of Plainfield in the County of Union, New Jersey, to acquire by negotiated agreement or exercise the power of eminent domain of real property for public use as an emergency operations center known and designated as Tax Block 556, Lot 29, on the official tax map of the City of Plainfield, Union County, New Jersey, located at 700-10 West 7th Street.
All right, I'll now entertain a motion to adopt this ordinance on first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Clerk, can I please have a roll call?
Roll call MC 2026-17, council members Briggs Jones.
Yes.
Graham.
Yes.
McCray.
Yes.
Wyatt.
Yes.
Sessoms.
Yes.
Vice President Hockaday.
Yes.
Council President Cherry.
Yes.
It's unanimous. This ordinance has been adopted on first reading.
All right, Madam Deputy, could you please read MC 2026-18 by title?
MC 2026-18 is an ordinance to amend Chapter 2, Economic Development of the City of Plainfield by amending Article 10, Section 2:10-6C, Fee Schedule Update.
All right, I'll now entertain a motion to adopt this ordinance on first reading.
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All right, Clerk, can I please have a roll call?
Roll call MC 2026-18, council members Briggs Jones.
Yes.
Graham.
Yes.
McCray.
Yes.
Wyatt.
Yes.
Sessoms.
Yes.
Vice President Hockaday.
Yes.
Council President Cherry.
Yes.
That's unanimous. This ordinance has been adopted on first reading.
All right, Madam Deputy, could you please read MC 2026-19 by title?
MC 2026-19 is an ordinance of the City of Plainfield and the County of Union adopting regulations governing short-term rentals by the addition of Article 9 to Chapter 17, Land Use Ordinance, to be codified as Section 17:9-49E through 17:9-49E.8.
There were amendments in this, right? With the amendments, correct? Okay. I'll entertain a motion on, to adopt this ordinance on first reading.
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Roll call, Clerk.
Roll call MC 2026-19, council members Briggs Jones.
Yes.
Graham.
Abstain.
McCray.
Yes.
Wyatt.
Yes.
Sessoms.
Yes.
Vice President Hockaday.
Yes.
Council President Cherry.
Yes, sir.
6 in favor, 1 abstention. This ordinance has been adopted on first reading.
All right, Madam Deputy, could you please read MC 2026-20 by title?
MC 2026-20 is an ordinance of the City of Plainfield and the County of Union, amending Chapter 16, Vehicles and Traffic, Article 4, Section 16:4-5, Schedule 4, Parking Time Limits on Certain Streets and Areas, by adding 16A-4, Schedule 4-C, Time Limit Parking, 1/2 hour, 30 minutes.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to adopt this ordinance on first reading.
So moved.
Second? Can I get a
Second.
second? Was it seconded?
Yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Roll call.
Roll call MC 2026-20, council members Briggs Jones.
Yes.
Graham.
Yes.
McCray.
Yes.
Wyatt.
Yes.
Sessoms.
Yes.
Vice President Hockaday.
Yes.
Council President Cherry.
Yes, sir.
That's unanimous. This ordinance has been adopted on first reading.
Madam Deputy, could you please read MC 2026-21 by title?
MC 2026-21 is an ordinance amending Chapter 17, Land Use of the Code of the City of Plainfield to establish cottage food operation regulations, including definitions, zoning permits, operational standards, and performance requirements, adding to Article 3, subsection 17:3-16 to 17:3-19, adding to Article 8, subsection 17:8-15, amending and adding to Article 9, subsection 17:9-55 to 17:9-57, adding to Article 11, subsection 17:11-29.
All right, I'll now entertain a motion to adopt this ordinance on first reading. Can I please have a motion?
Motion.
Thank you. Clerk, can I please have a roll call?
Roll call on MC 2026-21, council members Briggs Jones.
Yes.
Graham.
No.
McCray.
Yes.
Wyatt.
No.
Sessoms. Abstain.
Vice President Hockaday.
Yes.
Council President Cherry.
No.
No for 21.
It's 2 in favor, 4 in the negative, and 1 abstention. Ordinance fails on first reading.
Madam Deputy, could you please read MC 2026-22 by title?
MC 2026-22 is an ordinance amending the code of the City of Plainfield to establish Article 9, Flood Mitigation, Transparency, and Accountability, consisting of 17A-70 through 17A-72.
All right, I'll now entertain a motion to adopt this ordinance on first reading.
So moved.
Second.
All right, clerk, can I please have a roll call?
Roll call, MC 2026-22. Council members Briggs Jones.
Yes.
Graham.
No. I'm sorry. Yes, I apologize.
McCray. Wyatt.
Yes.
Sessoms.
Yes.
Vice President Hockaday.
Yes.
Council President Cherry.
Do I abstain? It's my ordinance?
No.
Yes.
That is unanimous. This ordinance has been adopted on first reading. That concludes ordinances on first reading.
Thank you, clerk.
You're welcome.
Madam President,
Yes, sir.
I would like to make a motion to add an ordinance to amend Chapter 11 Personnel, Article 12, Separation from Service and Disciplinary Action, Section 11:12-2, which reads, whenever there is a lack of work or a lack of funds requiring a reduction in the number of employees in the department of the city government, the required reductions shall be made in such job classifications or classifications as council may designate in consultation with the mayor. So it's changing it from just the mayor and adding the council as well to those decisions. There's a motion on the floor.
Can I get a second? Is that a motion? All right. Looks like the motion.
I'm sorry, what did you say? Say it again.
Councilman Wyatt put a motion on the floor.
I make a motion that you added on. Whatever.
All right. Councilwoman, can
Don't look at me like that. Don't be mean mugging me.
you want to get a second? Councilwoman?
Don't be mean mugging me. Yes.
Second. Clerk? Can I get a roll call?
Council President, before you vote, if may I just
Yeah.
weigh in for a second? It's highly irregular for us to add an ordinance which ultimately becomes legislation verbally, without having it written, for having it available for legal review, having it to be considered by the governing body actually, so they can review the language in which they're voting on. So I would recommend that this matter be tabled so that it can actually be written down, codified, and then provide a legal review. This is highly irregular to just adopt an ordinance verbally.
Motion and a second.
We had a motion, we have a
Yeah,
motion
roll
on the,
call.
we have a motion.
Thank you.
So,
Okay, so
Council,
this will be identified as ordinance MC 2026-22, sorry, 23. Motion was made by Councilman Wyatt, seconded by Councilwoman Briggs Jones. It's a roll
Yes.
call. Council members Briggs Jones.
Yes.
Graham.
Abstain.
McCray. No. Wyatt.
Yes.
Sessoms.
No.
Vice President Hockaday.
No.
Council President Cherry.
abstain.
It's 2 in favor, 3 in the negative, 2 abstentions. This ordinance failed on first reading.
All right. Thank you. A total of 30 minutes has been allocated for all public comment. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes. If any member of the public would like to call in for public comment, please dial 646-558-8656. Enter the meeting ID 934-910-1-4887 and press pound, dial star 9 and raise your hand. Dial star 6 to unmute yourself. Please state your name and the municipality. The floor is now open.
Okay.
I attended the June meeting of the Greenbrook Flood Control Commission via Zoom. This commission, as most of you know, consists of representatives of 3 counties, several municipalities, United States Army Corps of Engineers, and the New Jersey DEP. Former Councilman Frank Meeks was one of the original commission members when it was formed over 50 years ago. And I was formally appointed by a prior administration to a committee on the commission that was looking into a retention basin in the Watchung Mountains. At this June meeting of the Greenbrook Flood Control Commission, the representatives and the public were notified by the United States Army Corps of Engineer project manager that the Upper Basin study was being terminated and turned into a finding report. This is not the fault of the project management team. Evidently, this came from upper management of the United States Army Corps of Engineers at the New York District Office. The funding has been pulled for this study. Mr. Dabney was on the Zoom, and so was his assistant. He asked a lot of questions, which I appreciated, because he asked questions that I would have asked, and I didn't need to do that. This termination of the study is quite concerning. My suggestion to the city and the city administration and to the public that letters and resolutions be sent to our 2 United States senators, our current congresswoman, and to make it an issue in the upcoming 12th district election and even the 7th district congressional race. It is imperative that the Greenbrook Upper Basin study get put into the Water Resources Development Bill, which is being prepared now according to the information on the internet. The Water Resources Development Act, which is a federal act, is a comprehensive bipartisan legislative package that Congress traditionally passes every 2 years to authorize and deauthorize and modify water resources and civil works projects of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. It is strictly authorized legislation. It does not provide funding, but you need to have the policy and provides congressional authorization for the Army Corps to study, construct, and research infrastructure projects such as the Upper Basin Study to mitigate flood and storm damage reduction. Congress has passed this bill biannually since 2014 to ensure a steady pipeline of infrastructure improvements. Projects authorized by this bill address localized, regional, and national needs and are later funded through separate annual energy and water development appropriation. The impact of not having this study will be felt for decades by the people in the east end of Plainfield, Scotch Plains, and even further downstream. Plainfield, the city of Plainfield, and the administration of Plainfield has always been in the forefront of flood mitigation for centuries by creating floodplains such as Greenbrook Park, Cedarbrook Park, and Mill Campbell Field. Plainfield does not get the credit it deserves for these environmental and floodplain spaces. We need this Upper Basin study. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Name and municipality.
Darrell Morgan, Plainfield, New Jersey. The system with the phones, can we go back to the Zoom? Because all this dial these digits and stuff got a little confusing for me last week, and I tried to call in on the 7-lot issue. So, I had a question about the 7 lots. So are these the same 7 lots that's going to be given to developers for $1?
If you ask all your questions, and we'll answer at the end, okay?
Okay, that's one question, because I feel like if we're going to give them properties for $1 and they're going to build $500,000 houses, that's not really good for us Plainfield residents. That's putting like $2 million in these developers' pockets, and we shouldn't be doing that at this point. Secondly, over to Keller, I saw some movement, some type of construction today. Has that land been properly tested for toxins?
I'm writing all your questions down, okay?
That's it, I'm done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Name and city.
Good evening. Daniel Grant, Rockaway, New Jersey. I am actually here as a friend of Barack Obama Green Charter School. In my professional life, which I am not here on behalf of, I am working with the Barack Obama School and here to just report on a lot of the items that were arisen tonight regarding the traffic, parking, etc. These are all being looked into and have been in a continual vetting process, and we hope that you all see the value that this school brings to the community. I'll say personally, again, I'm here as an individual, not as what I do. I've been working with the school for 7 years, and it's become more than just a school, right? This is an investment in this community, and I've seen the conditions these students are housed within. I unfortunately was not here earlier in the time to speak prior to the vote, but I wanted to come and absolutely express the devotion and dedication and the impact this is having on the students in this community. And I would highly consider, as we hopefully come to reapproach, that we can come to a common mutual understanding here. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.
Good
Name and
evening,
city.
Council. Joel, Plainfield. Gracias. The first thing I want to say is I know you guys probably couldn't change the location of this place due to like notices and whatnot, but if we could have had a place where there was like a satellite viewing or something, because I was outside for like an hour 30, my phone was about to die. I was watching the stream at home and I was like, no, I need to be here in person. Come here, there's a long line outside, my phone's about to die. I was like, oh, I needed to call Uber when I leave, so I got to turn it off so I can't watch the stream. Then I'm outside, then I caught the tail end of it. But speed it up, I just kind of want to know what's up with the layoffs and the furloughs, and also if we knew there was a deficit back in November, why did we like pass a raise for council? And if it wasn't known in November, then it was known in December, why did we still pass it? And if my timeline's wrong, my timeline's wrong, and sorry. The second thing, why propose a resolution or whatnot on the fly? Don't really know what the big problem is, because it's just literally a little change of word to include the council in that process. So at least thank you to the people that abstained, but why vote no to that? I can understand if you guys want a little more time, but I would hope you guys actually consider it with everything that's going on. And last thing, I am for public schools, but I also am not fully against charter schools. I do wish there was more input from the public, which, public funds are going to charter schools. But what I would say, despite of whether I am on that field, I would say I actually really, really enjoyed and loved hearing the students speak, regardless of whatever side people are on. I just like when people are passionate and nicely about it. And, I think they communicated very well, especially the trio up here. That was amazing. That's it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Joel. Name and city.
Cynthia Smith, Plainfield, New Jersey. Tonight, I'm here speaking on behalf. Can you fix this for me, please? I think I got it. I'm here speaking in behalf of the Plainfield Municipal Employees Association. As their union representative, I'm expected to look for solutions to the problems we're facing, such as reduced health benefits, furloughs, and layoffs. So please, don't take any of the things I speak of on here tonight personally, okay? I do know Richard brought forth the resolution and the ordinance. A lot of you are new here, so you weren't here back in 2021 when you had the power, when that was a council, it was voted by the council to take away their powers and turn them over to the mayor. But if you're talking about laying off people, and Councilwoman Dr. Sessoms, she was at a meeting at the school board. Those people were being laid off as well, and they had the opportunity to go before that board and speak about being laid off. If you don't have the power here, we don't have that same opportunity. They just present to civil service, right, their layoff plan, and there's nothing for the employees to be able to come forth and be heard. I don't think that's fair. Back in 2019, they were doing third party for the dispatchers. And the mayor was upset because the council didn't vote for it. The next month, he put on the agenda to take those powers from the council and turn them over to the mayor. He tabled it because it was a large crowd here, like what you saw here tonight, of people filling this room. So when he got up to speak, before we even started, he tabled it, right? So now, tonight, we just think it's fair that if you guys consider and bring it back, because there's a lot of things that go on that you are not aware of, okay? But when you start talking about laying off people, you need to take a deep analysis on things like, let me calm down, because I'm kind of upset, because you're talking about affecting people's lives, right? You need to take a deep dive into that budget, right? You need to look at things like stipends, things like salary increases, things like promotions, and make sure they're being done on a proper level. We had tonight, I think somebody asked, was this person, was that position advertised, right? It wasn't advertised. So it was answered, but is that the proper way to do it? It should be advertised, because we do have acting pay, which allows that person to perform those jobs until such time as it's done properly.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you.
Good evening again. Good evening again. Hazel Ball, Rose of Sharon Community Church member. I just wanted to finish up my speech from earlier. I support educational opportunities and understand the need for growth. However, I believe an alternative location, including former industrial properties on the west side, including the area on the 2nd Street where the DMV was previously located, may provide more suitable site with greater space and less disruption to the residential communities for Queen City Charter School. This could be a better accommodate expansion while minimizing disruption to the surrounding neighborhoods. I respectfully ask that our city leaders consider carefully evaluating the long-term consequences of this proposal and prioritize public safety, infrastructure, and the quality of life of all the residents. Growth should never come at the expense of safety. As someone whose family has lived, worshiped, and served in this city for generations, I ask that thoughtful consideration be given to the needs of the entire community, not just the needs of one institution. Thank you.
Thank you, Hazel. Name and city?
Mike Gilliam, and I'm Plainfield resident. All right, coming in here on behalf of the many city residents who are facing layoffs or furloughs. Speaking especially about the police officers and the firefighters, are we looking at accountability and responsibility? Like, who's responsible and who's accountable for the over budget, for the budget being over? I mean, because every position or every city financial institute has a budget, and they should be held to that budget. Now, many of the women in this city right now are really stressed out. I speak to a lot of them, and they're concerned about the furloughs, because if you had to reduce your pay from 40 hours to 24 hours, that's a significant decrease in money that's coming in. Prices are high, gas is high. These residents vote for you guys, and you have a responsibility to do what's in the best interest of each and every one of these people. We can't just smile in these people's face and say that I am for the police officers, I'm for the firefighters, but and then go back and tell them that some people who served for 26 years or 28 years, that they're gonna have to take a lower salary because you're gonna reduce their days that they work, the hours that they work. So instead of a person retiring at $130,000, they will retire at $122,000 and then be judged on that and have 65% of that for the rest of their life. That's thousands of dollars depending on how long that person lives. We have to do better, because these people, they work harder than any other department in this county. And it's not their fault. I just hope that you take into consideration the men and women who vote for you, who you say you support, and then, you know, try to make them take a lower medical benefit that they already say is problematic. It's not comparing apples to apples. It's a reducing thing. And then you have these people who are in charge of the police department, in charge of the fire division. They can't speak out for the men, because they work under people who, if you say something, you will not be in that position. I don't work for them. So until this is resolved, I'm going to come up here every time, and I'm going to let it be known that it's not fair and it's not right. And if I have to get on Chief and ride Chief through here, I will. And if you ban him, I'm going to sue you. And every cowboy is going to come here. And we had a person that said when I was riding my horse that North Plainfield banned their horses. That was a blatant lie. Be fair. Tell the truth. Be honest.
Thank you, Ms. Gillian.
Aliqua Jones, VP to the PMEA. I'm up here speaking to the rest of what my council president, I'm sorry, not council president, I apologize, what my union president was talking about earlier. First, we want to state that the administration knew about the finances were bleak and that there was going to be a problem with the health insurance. We feel as if we should have been made aware sooner in regards to the fact of healthcare changes and healthcare being one of the lead reasons for this layoff and furloughs. We were not really given enough time to make a decision as a union to have conversations with our doctors, as well as anything else we would need to do before we make a decision with our lives on how we want to do with our healthcare, as well as knowing that retirement, whoever retires moving forward, will also be forced to be on this retirement plan. It's hard for us because we've seen people be employed. We've seen that jobs weren't frozen, that people came here thinking that they were going to have money, that they were going to be able to support their family. They got a job here, and now there's a possibility of layoffs and furloughs. Being told that you could lose 40% over 3 months, or even 20% over 3 months is very hard, especially when we know that taxes will probably have to be raised as well. So some of us are taxpayers. Some of us do dual services. On top of that, we're supposed to service the community. And obviously, some services will have to be cut in order to do this. But what happens? What happens to us as employees? What happens to us as residents? We're being hit double, and we cannot come before the council to speak to you and tell you how does it affect us, not just personally, but how will it affect, how does my job affect the city? You're only going to get a list of titles, and you're just going to be told we're cutting this amount out. But what does that cutout really mean? What does it mean to the residents? What does it mean to the employees? You guys are one of the top leading employers of residents here. When you're going through a layoff, that's a lot of people who will now not be able to afford their bills, not be able to afford their mortgage, not be able to afford these high rents as well. What happens then? Next year, you're not going to have 100% tax collection. So we're going to have to do this again next year. What about the year after that? Healthcare has gone up over the last 3 years. It's not going to stop. It's not going to stop next year. It's not going to stop the year after that. So we have to find other solutions other than we're just going to cut employees. We're going to cut services. We have to find a collaborative way in which we also feel like we can come before the council and have these talks with you guys and not feel like we're going to be penalized or retaliated against or anything else negative. It's nice that the board has that, but we would also like for it to be here. Even if you give us a no, it'll be nice to have the chance to talk. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Katie. I'm a resident of Plainfield. I was calling in before I actually drove down here because the call wasn't, you guys were saying press pound. It was also my other friend. She was also trying to call and you guys kept saying pound, but it's actually star and then six. We did that and we could hear both each other, so maybe you guys should fix that. That's why I came down here. I couldn't speak on the Plainfield Rescue Squad, but I'm here because I was a member for 8 years, and I worked there voluntarily for 8 years, even when I was pregnant. It's just not an abandoned building. It's actually a home for people. I worked there more than 24 hours and put in so many volunteer hours that it's crazy, and only to help out the community, to help out and to give back to the community. So that building is not an abandoned building, and a couple days ago, I was there with other members cleaning up in the heat. It was hot, cutting everything up there with our own things. And our neighbors that are there were out there helping us, giving us gas, helping us cut things down. So it's just not a old building. It's a building of memories. It's a building of a home. And we've all worked there and put everything to give out to the community. And you guys say that you guys are for the community, but you're not. I'm sorry, and with all due respect, you're not, because the Plainfield Rescue Squad is the community. Everybody asks, everybody puts in when we're there, and that's all about community, giving back and helping out. And the neighbors around us, I thank them all for coming out to help us, giving us a bottle of water. But that building is, like I said, not an old building. It's our home. It's a place where we feel safe, where we feel comfortable, where we could give back to everybody and be there for everybody. And can't say much because I've never spoke like this before and this is my first time, but the Plainfield Rescue Squad is me. That's who I am today, and it's who my son is. I've showed him everything about being there and giving back to the community. I haven't lived in Plainfield my whole life, but I was born here, and giving back to the community, helping out, being able to speak Spanish and help the Spanish community with that is amazing, because there's not people that speak Spanish in the EMS, and working in Plainfield, there was, and I was able to help the Spanish community. And there's other languages here that we were able to speak and help out the community. So I just want you guys to know, Plainfield Rescue Squad is not an old building. It's a home for other people, for us, and it means much more than just an old building. It means a lot more, and I just want you guys to know that. Have a good night, guys.
Thank you so much. Maureen, before we go to the next person, hold on. Is anybody on? Okay, could we take the next person? So we have approximately 7 minutes. So you're going to be the last person in the gallery. And does anybody else?
This young lady was here, too.
Okay. Okay.
She was here, too, so she needs to speak. Okay, so, yeah. So, Kwane Chambliss, Plainfield, New Jersey. I want to thank those council people who voted the will of the people of the Third Ward who did not want this project in their ward. It kind of disappoints me that I saw a wonderful post by Councilwoman Sessoms about all the beautiful things that are happening in the Second Ward, speed bumps, paint, all the different ways that she is servicing her constituents. But to come out tonight and ignore her council colleagues in the Third Ward and what they want for their constituents. I know that Council President, I know where she is on charter schools. She has a vested interest. I know where Hockaday is on, because he actually sits on the board of Crest Haven, which for me creates a conflict of interest, that you're sitting on the board of a charter school, that you're actually voting for the future of that charter school. And I know you don't see that as a conflict of interest, because as it was told to me, you're not taking any money. But we know that give-backs come in more than just giving out money. It's opportunity, it's contracts, it's awards for our children. It's all sorts of things that can happen. But I know those two. I don't know why you did what you did, Councilwoman Sessoms, and I really wish there was a way that the people of the Second Ward could have called you and said, listen, we stand with our neighbors in the Third Ward. If they don't want it, they shouldn't have it. Because at the end of the day, we keep things off the agenda if we think it's going to affect the Second Ward. That's why there's been no more talk about that farm being redeveloped. There's been no more talk about that property on Woodland Avenue being redeveloped, because they seem to have the power, the money, the influence to be able to convince you all to do whatever they need to do. And all we asked you to do was to stand with the residents of the Third Ward who might not have that power, who didn't want their land and their area to be redeveloped and disturbed as well. So I'm very disappointed in you as a councilwoman. I'm very disappointed in you as the liaison to our public schools. I watch your videos about the different things that happen in the public schools and that you sit there and you report on. And you see that our teachers are being laid off, our unionized people are being laid off and fired. And one of those reasons is because of the amount of money that leaves going to the charter school. And finally, as an elder, I'm disappointed with you because your sister in Christ talked about what was going to happen to her church, and you voted all against that. I'm very disappointed in you tonight. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Jenny, and I'm a 49-year resident of Plainfield. 49 years, can you believe it? And I finally made it here because I'm passionate about something that happened again tonight, as she is. This is the big word tonight, I think, is responsibility. You have a responsibility to the residents who live in that area. All these parents who come to drop their children off, the word is drop. They don't live there. I've lived there since the houses were boarded up. And my parents went, oh my God, I'm still there. My children have gone to the public school, and they've done very well, very well. I work the polls, and I see what the improvement in the Plainfield High School. Do these parents who go to Queen City or any of these other charter schools even go to see what you have and what you've spent our money as taxpayers to improve these schools? And then you turn around and say, let's just give them the money. You're taking away teachers' positions that have been there, that have wanted to be there to serve your children because they have a sense of responsibility to do tonight and to give these people a responsibility and to let them just have a building when I can't even cross the street. And if they're being responsible, they don't have a crossing guard for 300 students. There's not a crossing guard. There's nobody there. Sometimes the teachers come out and they direct the traffic. If I was a teacher, I wouldn't want that responsibility. That's not my job. So the responsibility, again, comes around to you guys. That's why we vote you into these positions, that you would know what is the responsible thing to answer to all of these residents when you are now laying off your teachers who have been here for a long time. I come from a long line of teachers. I have principals in my family. I have deaf education people. I have masters. I have doctorates in the family. We're all teachers. And to turn around, turn your backs on the people that have these jobs and that have been serving your children may have even come to this school, as well as the children that are here now and saying, well, the public schools are not very good. You might as well go to a charter school. What are you doing?
Thank you so much, Jenny. Maureen, anybody?
Yep. So there are two callers online. We're going to take you both. Caller ending in 517, press star 6 to unmute yourself, and the floor is yours. Caller ending in 517, press star 6. Okay, I'm going to come back to you. Caller ending in 209, press... Oh, never mind. Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm speaking. Hello.
We can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Caller, we can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you.
We can hear you, caller.
You could speak.
Okay, I'm speaking. Okay, I can't hear you. My YouTube is a little bit delayed. But I'd just like to speak on ordinance MC 2026-17. I know I'm very late to this. Earlier, I was told that pressing pound would allow for me to speak, but it was *6, and that prevented me from speaking on behalf of the location of, 700 West 2nd Street. So I just want to make sure that you guys, going forward, just communicate that well with the residents or with whoever is speaking on whatever ordinance. And I can't really tell you what the time is right now. I can't tell you how far I am into this. It's just delayed. So I'm sorry if I go overboard. But I just want to, express the importance of having a community-based health organization. It's not only for the sick or the hurt, but it's for people who are interested in helping others. And that's what Plainfield is. Plainfield's full of people like that. I started when I was 16 volunteering at the rescue squad because my school had an EMT class, and that changed my entire life. Then I went to undergraduate school, got a degree, got a master's degree, and now I'm working as a physician assistant in an underserved community. Things like this are important, and the fact that we don't have something like that in Plainfield is really discouraging. And I think that, we should just consider having opportunities for students who are interested in doing things like this. The rescue squad was there for me when I was younger, and I know that Plainfield has an EMR class, which is similar to an EMT class. I think that, having something like that for students, which is, offered by the rescue squad, would be a great idea. Taking away the spaces is taking away second chance for something like the rescue squad to happen. It's a home, like my friend, my coworker Katie said earlier. And the fact that I couldn't say this earlier before you guys voted on it is very upsetting and very scary. So I think you guys should just, make sure that it's communicated going forward that it is *6. If you have questions, just let me know. Thank you. I'm done.
Thank you.
Okay, caller ending in 209, unmute yourself by pressing *6. The floor is yours.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Good evening.
We can hear you, caller.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
If you mute your YouTube or turn it down, we could hear you.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, okay. You can hear me? Sorry. Yes, hello. My name is Sebastian Torres. I am a resident of Plainfield.
Please continue.
Okay, I muted it. Thank you. My name is Sebastian Torres. I'm a resident of Plainfield, and as an educator, watching this, I would like to call it the Plainfield Charter Bonanza drama unfold has been captivating. It's been very, very interesting. But as a resident of Plainfield, I know that we live in a city that's primarily Black and Latino. And I know we can look to our neighboring cities and we can see what a healthy political climate looks like. Typically, cities are very proud of their school district. Okay, that is a source of pride for the city. In Plainfield, we have a city hall that is openly hostile towards the school district, which is super strange. But we can get into that a little bit more. There were two questions that kind of framed this whole charter conversation tonight. One of the questions was, why are we here? And a lot of the charter advocates that were there tonight, the kids were great, and a lot of them were kind of speaking anecdotally, right? They're saying, we're here because we love our school, we're doing so good, and that's great, that's lovely. But systemically, the answer to that question is that everyone's there tonight because the system is broken. The system is broken because we have politicians in the city who have unrealistic Washington, D.C. ambitions and have decided to take money from charter movements who are opening the schools up with the politicians' backing. Okay? These politicians have become mouthpieces for the charters, taking every opportunity they can to talk lowly about the regular school district. And I could speak wonders about how great my daughter is doing in the regular public school, but that's neither here nor there. I'm talking systemically. Okay? When politicians are taking money in order to become mouthpieces for private interests, that is a problem. There was a couple questions that framed the conversation. So one of the questions Councilman White asked, what is the vision for our education? He asked that question to Director Fields, and she couldn't answer, and it's not her fault, obviously. I don't feel like that was a question for her to answer. But I think that's a question that if you went and asked every different charter, what is the vision, they'd all have different visions, because charters are run by private interests. Many times, people who are not even involved in education. And I hate to pick on Councilman Hockaday, right, because I know my girl Pie Lady mentioned that he is on a board, right? And I don't think he has any background in education, you know, and I'm sure he went to school. And a lot of people went to school. When people go to school, they think that they know about education, but going to school is one thing, working in a school is another. But when you have people with interests outside of education who perhaps are just looking to fatten up their real estate portfolios, then you're going to run into problems. Okay? Now moving on to a couple of mask-off moments that I saw.
Thank you, Mr.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Torres.
Okay, I had a lot of good stuff to say. All right, I'll come back. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right.
No problem.
Can I please have a motion to close public comments?
Second.
Thank you. So I guess, Abby, can I just ask this question? For the health insurance, I know today was the deadline. Can it be extended? And I don't know I know that July 1st was the day that you're going to enroll in the new plan.
Yeah.
Can that deadline be extended?
I mean, we could switch at any time. It's just the amount of savings that it will incur is a different number. So
I'm
what
talking about to the unions, to
Yeah.
provide the unions. So one of the speakers tonight said they didn't have adequate time to reach out to their provider to find out.
if they take Horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wondering, and I know today was the deadline, can it be extended? Just a question. And then you could go into, if you're able to provide any response tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I'm prepared to answer that right now because I have to, know numbers and things like that. We can always switch at any time, and it would always save the city money. I think the question is that you're asking is...
It's next week. Can you extend it to next week? Because I know it has to be done before July 1, or you have another incurred.
Yeah, we have to, the switch would have to happen before July 1st. Yeah, if the unions changed their mind and wanted to come back, but I mean, I am meeting with them tomorrow, so
Okay.
I'm meeting with them at 11:30. It'd be a conversation for me to have with them tomorrow and see where they are, because if some of them have already voted no, then it's kind of moot, But the second thing that I wanted to clarify is that
So the answer is no, yeah? Or you're...
No, the answer is just I have to discuss it with all of
Gotcha.
them tomorrow. Like, that was one union, but there's 6 other ones, and if they all have already decided against it, it doesn't really make sense for one. It's a cumulative answer. It's like everybody or nobody.
Thank you.
But I did want to just answer, because I don't want people thinking that your pension is based on your 3 highest years, your 3 last years. It's your 3 highest years. So I just wanted to clarify that. It's your 3 highest years over the course of your career, not your 3 most recent years to your retirement. Sometimes they're the same thing, but sometimes they're not. And then I think there was some questions that Director Fields was going to answer.
Like the mayor, you want to say something?
Just one thing, but I also want Director Fields to respond to some questions raised by Mr. Morgan. I want to say, in terms of what was being proposed by Councilor White, you can survey all the municipalities across the state of New Jersey. Layoffs are the prerogative of the administrative branch of government. No way in New Jersey will you find where layoff plans are approved by the governing body. And whether I am the mayor or not, it doesn't change anything. But layoffs are the prerogative of the administrative branch of government. It has nothing to do with whether I'm the mayor or not. And so I just want to put that out there. And that is the reason why there was this movement several years ago to put the responsibility where it lies. And so I just want to make that known. It's across the board, across the state of New Jersey, where it's the administration that does that.
Director Fields?
In terms of the small home ownership lots for sale, those are, none of those 7 properties are going to one developer in particular. The reason why we are investing or partnering with different developers for this, including individual homeowners, by the way, we've had 2 that have gone to individual homeowners, is that we want the homes priced at a more affordable rate, not the most affordable like UHAC affordable, but more affordable, and to invest, instead of the city getting the purchase price for the land, they invest in a down payment assistance fund. And the property owner, the pilot gets passed on to the property owner, which should be, it's an incentive for Plainfield residents. So you're getting $30,000 to $35,000 in down payment assistance, and you're also getting a tax abatement to help you. So it really is intended for the property owner. I believe the other one was about the Geo Keller property. There was an environmental assessment for that, and that will be taken care of with the developer. They are required to take care of the remediation.
No.
Sir, Mr. Morgan, this is not a back and forth. This is for her to respond, okay? After the meeting, you guys can have a great conversation. I'm sorry. This is a...
Madam President?
Yes.
I'd just like to announce that I have an undergraduate degree in English education, and I am a former English teacher.
Oh, thank you. Look at that education.
Set your record straight.
Hold on, Councilman. That's how they say it. Kudos.
President?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I just would like to respond. We be selective when we pick and choose. Like, for instance, we say no other municipality has that in place. We use that same excuse and scapegoat when it came to the virtual option. We're Plainfield. We should be doing what's best for our residents. We should be doing what's best for our employees. So if it's in the best interest of the people that we serve, then let's do it. Let's not use that excuse and say, well, nobody else is doing it. It's a lot of things that's going on in other municipalities. In Plainfield, no other municipality has this amount of development that's going on. The charter schools, if you look around, we can't pick and choose and be selective and say those type of things. So let's not sit back and be afraid and say, well, nobody else is doing it. So here in Plainfield, we're not going to do that.
Council
Thank you,
President.
Councilman.
Council President.
Mayor, this is not a back and forth. So going back to Nancy Pewar, I want to answer your question. I know this was timely. I introduced legislation tonight on that transparency of the flood mitigation. Director Dabney, do you want to talk about what's happening with that? Because that termination of the study is big. That legislation that I introduced tonight, that was unanimously approved, provides transparency through the city and really provides that quarterly communication on funding, and projects like this. So can you at least provide Nancy an update? Is what? I mean, but it is part of the flood, something. The study, determination of the study?
Well, what's going on? What's going on with the study right now, as Ms. Pewar mentioned, the Greenwood Flood Commission right now up in the Upper Basin, they're looking not to fund it. They're looking to terminate that. So I have plenty of questions to them about why that's happening, because the Lower Basin is being taken care of with everything. So we want to make sure that we get back to the Army Corps of Engineering, as she mentioned, reaching out to our U.S. legislators, our U.S. senators, our Congress folks, to let them know that we're not going for this, we're not tolerating that, because no matter what we do with our detention basins, our Greenbrook, our Cedar Brook, nothing can stop anything once that water comes down out of the hills. So we're looking for them to put up levees to address everything. But we have to make sure, though, that we can get the upper basin back into the system. As you know, right now, because we're a blue state, what's going on with the federal government is not a good thing. By pulling us out where we are in the upper basin hurts everything that we try to do down here, whether it be with our detention basins or our Cedar Brook or our Greenbrook. It hurts everything. But we're going to do all we can, of course, in our power for better flood mitigation. That's our goal, to make things happen here in the city of Plainfield. But again, we can't fight the powers that be on what's going on in Washington, because they terminated everything.
Thank you. Thank you. And I think
President,
yes, yes, Mayor.
Just one final comment. I provided communications from the mayor for the agenda, and I did that for a reason. I wanted council members and the public to read and to see what is happening across Union County and across the state of New Jersey as far as public comments and virtual meetings are concerned. And so that was done deliberately to share information, and hopefully it would be read so that you know the position of this administration is not an anomaly, but it is guided by the law, and you could look across Union County and see what other Union County municipalities, because that's closest to us, but look across the state and you will see the position of this administration is not an anomaly.
Thank you, Mayor. And I'm going to close with the position of the council president is that we're going to, as long as I'm the council president, we're going to have virtual comment. And if you guys go to that article, it says that we are the only municipality in the county that allows virtual comment, which is okay in 50 years. And I started off in January saying transparency is key, and it builds trust. And sometimes you just need to, build trust and be very open and honest with your constituents. So for me, being the only, it's okay, 50 years. Can I please have a motion to adjourn? Second? Thank you. Great meeting, everyone. Have a good evening.
Gearing up again. Next week to run again. Lord Jesus, I don't want to run on one board. I swear I don't.